me about yourself. You first, Bradley.
I'm Bradley Palermo, come from Los Angeles, and yeah, first time out here in London. I do folk music. It's a great show tonight. Good time. What did you say?
What do you think of London?
So London.
What do you think of London?
Oh, it's been great so far, man. It's like a different dimension. It's great.
Yeah, he's finding sometimes the accents are kind of like tripping him out a bit.
Figuring it out a little bit.
You'll find that nobody can speak fucking properly in this country, so yeah, don't worry about it.
We'll be alright when we get to the Netherlands. They speak pretty good English.
So yeah, now introduce yourself.
I'm Tim Holehouse. I'm from Portsmouth originally. I now live in Bromley, home of David Bowie, so that's fucking cool. So yeah, been doing this nonsense for 13 years, living on the road, playing shows. I don't know how many times I've played here, but I love it. Playing around Angel, Mucky Pup, God rest its soul.
Yes.
And
It's a comedy club now.
Yeah, it's a comedy club. Maybe they'll have me back and do some comedy at some point.
Do you do comedy?
I do comedy. Yeah, well, spoken word, telling stupid stories.
Nobody thinks they're funny, but except for me.
Oh, you know, you're your own worst critic, I think.
So, right, okay, so tell me about growing up. You grew up in LA, did you?
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, so in the Midwest of the States. Listening to basically punk rock and Americana, like alt country stuff, you know. And then about 10 years ago, I moved to LA. It's over a girl, my ex, wanted to move to LA. I never tried to live in LA. It's always a girl, yeah. Yeah, it was.
Then they chuck you.
Yeah, I was like, I never tried to live in. I thought we were moving there for like 2 years for like a, school, and then now my life is in Los Angeles. It's weird. I still don't identify as like a LA person, but there I am. It's been a long time, so.
Yeah. You still with a girl?
No. I married a girl, different girl, from LA. So now it's like we have, family, proper family. Yeah. I'm with the one I married, but not the one I moved with. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was complicated, but we got there in the end.
Sorry.
That's all right. Complicated's good. Right. And so, were your parents musical?
No, not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did they do for a living?
My dad's a construction worker, my mom's a hairstylist. I mean, they like music, but they didn't play music.
Okay,
but me and my brothers, we all did. I don't know how that works, It's like we all just got into it,
Right, well, Tim, we're on to you now.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your growing up and tell me about what influenced you musically.
So, I grew up in Portsmouth. I think you guys probably know where Portsmouth is, down by the sea. A bit of a shithole by the sea. It's got a lot nicer actually. I keep saying this, like, oh, Portsmouth's a shithole, but and that's why I got out, and it was a shithole when I lived there, but it's actually quite nice now. It's not so bad. I like. Skipper, right.
Is that a thing about?
Yeah, there's like funny words like mush and skipper.
It's like saying bro, but
Portsmouth's a kind of funny place. It's got a lot of, it's kind of almost got its own language. My parents were in the Navy, so I grew up there, and then I moved to Exeter for a bit for university, ended up staying there for a while. Moved up to London just kind of on a whim because the rest
of university, did you?
Music. I studied music.
Oh, right,
yeah, so
cool.
I actually have a degree in music. It's ridiculous because I don't read music. I just play it. But I somehow. The only member of my family who was musical was my grandmother, who sang in the war, and my granddad said the most disparaging thing. I was like, well, Granny used to sing in the war, and my granddad said, well. You wouldn't believe it now looking at her, but she was quite fit back in the day. And she had massive boobs. They're down by her knees now, but like the troop, she'd sing for the troops, but I don't think they were thinking about her voice. I think they were thinking about someone else. So yeah, no musical ability. My dad's a rocket scientist.
A rocket scientist?
Yeah, well, was a rocket scientist.
What rockets has he designed that we know about?
I can't.
Was it?
No, I can't say. It's actually kind of sworn secrecy.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah. My dad was a rocket scientist. Mum was left the Navy, became a teacher. No musical background at all. I was a footballer. I was goalkeeper for Portsmouth youth team.
Wow.
And all my mates were playing in bands.
You never lived on the council.
We lived in army, navy like barracks and stuff. But
promoted this year?
what? Sorry?
Portsmouth don't get promoted.
They're going to get promoted. Well, I know everybody talks about Spursing it up, but Pompey are the originators, and we seem to be Pompeying it up pretty good. We're down to 4th. We were leading until January, so Pompeying it up. There's a play up Pompey, Pompeying it up, I guess. But yeah, basically, I was a footballer. I was really good. I was goalkeeper. All my mates were in punk bands, and I quit football to play bass in a punk band. And my dad said, "You'll never make it as a musician," and I think that kind of made me, when somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm quite stubborn. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, why not?
Rank was your dad in the Navy?
What rank?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander, I think.
Wow.
He started quite low, and then
Captain or over captain?
I don't know. I'm terrible at these things. So yeah, I never paid any attention to all the Navy stuff, to be honest. So I was like, I absolutely hated it. Like, I was made to see the Mary Rose come up, and I whinged that I stood in the rain for like 8 hours and watched a bit of rotting wood come up.
They should have left it there, that's what I mean. You know what I mean? But there you go. Bloody stupid.
Yeah, so.
And then I spent millions doing it up. I mean, what the fuck's all that about? I don't know. Never mind. Right. How did it feel the first time you played a gig? You first.
First gig
Yes.
ever. I think the first. I mean, I've been playing music since I was really young. First time I had a punk band, played a show. It was at a church.
I think I've been hit at every gig I've ever played. So
Yeah. They had a show at a church. We weren't like religious kids. I think when you grow up in the middle of nowhere, that's like, those are the people that have the ability to like have a PA and like provide a space and. So yeah.
Were you a religious family?
No, not really. I mean, they take us to church on like Easter or something, but not really religious. No, not at all.
What about you?
No, not too.
Yeah, no. In fact, like very opposed to organized religion, but yeah, it was at like some youth club thing, and we went and like thought we were cool, spiked our hair. We were teenagers, we pierced our tongues, and we tried to scare people. I think there's a hole there somewhere.
No, I can't see it. Your tongue
I think you could probably.
More than any part in your body, you know that. It's a fast receiving thing, so if you smash your tongue up, it's going to heal so quick.
It's been a long time.
Piercings like that.
Like little safety pins in the eyes and stuff. So we tried to scare the church. No one cared though, you know. It's like,
yeah, really? Yeah,
I mean, you know, they're just like, cool, music, yeah.
I had one in my nose, but I was working in the gambling casino, and they made me take it out. They were frightened it was going to fall in the stew, I think. But they probably did actually, you know what I mean? But never mind. So, how did you feel the first time you played a gig?
Well, it's a really similar story to Bradley actually. I was playing in a church battle of the bands. Again, not religious, but it was the only thing going on in our village and just outside of
You were a
Port.
solo artist, so how did that work?
No, I was in a punk band. I was the bass player in a punk band, and and I was just like, I've been in like bands for a very long time. I was like 14 years old, and he was like the cool Methodist minister. His son decided to put on a battle of bands called Rock the Heavens, and we ended up coming second, and we were like drunk on special brew. This is in the early 90s, and Nirvana were the biggest band in the world, and we were like adrenaline on special brew. We managed to kind of battle our way through like these badly written songs and a couple of covers, and then smashed our stuff, which wasn't even our stuff. So we kind of like trashed all the gear. So all the rest of the bands were fighting gear that wasn't working. And when we came second, and ended up doing a demo, and it was just like we were like, but it was like we were trying to shock and scare the Christians, and it was like they were like being really in their faces, and it was just like everyone was like, oh, they were excellent, they were so entertaining, and they like threw their gear over and stuff. But we just wanted to be Nirvana or like early Green Day or something. We were like, yeah.
Prize for coming second.
We won a day at the recording studio.
Oh, really?
So we like this really.
Record anything?
Yeah, we recorded a tape cassette, and we realised we'd never listened to our singer, and we never realised he really couldn't sing. Yeah. It was like because we were like practicing in the garage with a Woolworths mic into a crappy little practice amp. So we never heard him in practice because we were like drums and bass and everything. And then live we were all concentrating on the first show. We concentrated on our instruments. So when we went into the studio and actually heard him, we were like, me and the drummer was just like there going, oh my god. And he's like, his flat wasn't even the word. It was just like, I don't think he knows where a tune is. Why is he the singer?
Autonomous tuning.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a band once called the Emirates Assassins. They couldn't do.
Leave the one out about the flashback.
Leave the one out of that flashback.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Flashback.
So you played them up.
Unless you want to talk about
I love Flashback Records. Mark's a really good dude, so yeah, I totally love.
I think you played there with.
I played
What
there
was the name of the band you played with?
Valium, and I also did my own solo stuff, but as under TCH, which was like an experimental drone project.
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, and I've done there once as solo as well on my own. Yeah, Mark's a really good dude. He's a real top
Mark
dude.
is cool.
Really, and Jimmy. I actually saw the Flashback episode on the Finnish TV show.
All right.
Yeah, I know that because my wife is Finnish.
Okay.
In there, and she's like, we were watching it and we saw Jimmy and Mark. And Mark's kind of looking cool, like tidying records, but Jimmy's just standing there looking really awkward. It's dead funny. He's just such a nice guy as well. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool to see.
I think you play at the Mucky Puck.
Yeah, many times.
I only seen you play there once.
Yeah, I played there like maybe 5. I even DJ'd there, and I'm a terrible DJ.
You were amazing.
Oh, thank you very
you
much.
absolutely blew me away that night.
Oh, cheers.
The place was packed.
Yeah, Angus is such a good dude. I love Angus. Yeah, he always used to. I basically never used to charge him for shows, and he never used to charge me for drinks. Fair deal.
Yeah.
I love that bar. I miss it. I should go and see it as a comedy bar. Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Hey, Kingsland Road.
Yeah, I've played at Kingsland Roads, Catch 22. I think I played.
You played there with that Ross.
Yeah, we played there. We played there a few times. Yeah, I've played all over. I played so many shows. I play like 250 to 300 shows a year. So sometimes they're kind of all a bit of a blur. 250. Yeah.
But no, you're good. No, it's good. It's good. Bradley, let's get Bradley in here.
Yeah, let's get him in.
Oh, right. Okay. How would you describe your sound?
I think I do. I think the umbrella genre is folk music.
Right.
I think under that it maybe get into like folk punk or Americana.
Right.
I think I mean I grew up listening to punk and post-punk.
Do you ever play the bands or do you set?
I mean I did for a lot of my life, but you know it got a lot easier as I get older. It's easier to not have the whole band because everyone's, you know, you want to go on tour. There's kids and wives and stuff.
Is it because people let you down? They're too
It's not. They don't let me down. It's just like that you can do more. You can go more places when you only have to worry about your own adult life than like 5 people's. It's not like anyone did anything wrong. But yeah, it's like I think saying folk is like misleading because a lot of folk people are very trained and very pretty and very like perfect in their delivery, and I think that like what I do is kind of more from the punk scene, so it's a little more just like here we go, here's my song, you know. So
you look good out there.
thank you. No, I think for me it's just about you know, that passion, that energy.
You're enjoying it,
Like the
if you don't enjoy it.
yeah. I think it's more like the punk soul of folk, but it's folk music. It is. I mean, it's a man.
I'd say it's like kind of country punk. It's kind of got a bit of country punk to it. It's got like bits of country. It's a bit like I imagine like kind of Blood on the Tracks era Bob Dylan, but with a bit more fucking guts to it. And I'm in love with Blood on the Tracks. I think it's a fucking great record. It's probably the best record he made. But it's kind of got a bit of guile to it and a bit of guts to it. I played with how we actually met was. We played in Pomona, is it?
Pomona.
Yeah, Pomona. And
California.
In California, and I met Bradley and I was like, oh, he's such a nice guy. I really hope he's good because he seems like a really nice dude. And then he played and I was like, wow, he's amazing. I'm touring with that guy. And now he's here, and then we do this tour around Europe. We go to France tomorrow, and then I go out to the States and go to La La Land and see him.
yeah, we're gonna do it over there.
We're gonna tour the States.
So describe your sound.
Mutant Delta Blues is the kind of tagline because everybody loves the genre, but I'm basically a very eclectic dude. I write songs that I want to write. I've recently been writing like electronic songs, I've done drone songs, I've done jazz songs. I just write music that I want to write, and my recent thing's been trying to work out how to write electronic music. I've been studying the Prodigy, Keith Flint, rest his soul. It was like I'm just like looking at how like they write music. I'm a music fan. I just like really, but like primarily I guess Mutant Delta Blues. It's like Delta Blues played by a guy who grew up listening to hardcore punk.
You're always on tour. How do you cope with being on tour all the bloody time?
I mean, I don't tour nearly as much as Tim, but I do more like 50, 60. He does like 250, 260 more. But
there's moments where you have your moments. Yeah, definitely. When I did 4 months in mainland Europe, and I did the last show in the Netherlands on 27th of December. I'd even played on Christmas Day. And I don't even remember the show. Yeah, I played on Christmas Day in Antwerp. It was a good show actually. It was quite a lot of people came out for it. I really thought nobody was going to come out. I was like, who's going to come out on Christmas Day? But like, it seems the Belgians are like, as soon as Christmas dinner's done, it's like, let's go and actually have fun.
After you deal with your family that you don't want to hang out with, you're like, especially like those extended ones, you're like,
the successful Christmases keep anyone away from their house. It's a fucking relative.
Yeah.
And then you're laughing.
It was pretty cool, but I was like so delirious after 4 months of touring. When I did the show on the 27th in the Netherlands, I don't really remember playing. But I got this review in a very well-regarded webzine in the Netherlands. They just like praised me so much.
Web scenes in the Netherlands?
Oh yeah, it's called 3voor12. It's a very cool website, and they've written really nice stuff about me over the years. But yeah, it's bizarre because I was like, I don't even remember that gig. I was so delirious after 4 months, like nearly playing every single day. It was like, I've been up to Estonia and all over.
Which brings me into my next listen. Tell us about some of the craziest places you've played.
Craziest places.
Craziest places. What's the craziest places you've played?
I mean, solo. Maybe the first thing that drops in my mind is more like a band thing. When I was playing in a synth pop band, I did like a kind of a rave situation. But there was a guy, I don't know what the whole thing, but he was doing like the BDSM thing, like a big heavy dude with the assless chaps, and he had shockers. There was like a college girl like thing in the pit. He was getting these girls on these wooden things and like pleasurably shocking them while we're playing over. It was just like a rave, like a night thing, and
I've never been to one like that.
And we were setting up our gear, and they were setting up, and the guy, I mean, seriously, like his ass is just out, and he's like, hold on, I gotta go outside for a second, smoke a cigarette. Can you watch my stuff? I'm like, yeah, I can watch your stuff. And he's like, no. You know how your gear costs, your guitars cost $1,000 and like all those pedals and stuff. He's like, that's like what my shit cost. So when I ask you to watch my stuff, I really mean watch my stuff. And he had us like watching all these like, you know, devices and stuff. And we go and we play.
You weren't playing the rubber nipple or something like that?
No, it was like in Springfield, Missouri, man. And like the weirdest thing was like people were lining up to like get on his table, like while we're playing and do like this stuff. And they're not like, these aren't like, you know, this isn't like some Republican like senator sticking out in the night. These are just like college kids like, oh hey, this is what's going on. Sure, yeah, shock me, you know. That was probably the weirdest, I think.
And you?
Weirdest, I don't know. Playing in the prison was pretty fun. Yeah, I played in the prison in Portugal, ended up on the evening news.
How did that come about?
So I played in the town nearby to the prison on the Sunday night. And the dude's like, next morning, he's like, oh, I've got you another gig. I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon this afternoon. I'm like, on a Monday, 2 o'clock? I'm like, you guys roll differently in Portugal, sort of thing. I'm like, who comes to a gig at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday? And he's like, oh, these guys aren't going anywhere. I'm like, I didn't kind of get it from that. And then we drive, and then we stop at the prison. And I'm like, I'm playing the prison, aren't I? He's like, yeah, you're playing the prison. So I ended up playing in the prison, ended up on RTL1, the main evening news. It was like my Johnny Cash moment. And it was really cool, but it was like the weirdest experience because you're just like sitting on stage in the yard and this buzzer goes off and 250 guys just kind of like, and hard looking dudes come up to the front of the stage and there's 10 guards and 250 of them and I got to play. I'm like, I really hope they like me because if they don't like me, I'm in so much trouble. Because there's 10 guards and 250 of them, that's not good
I
odds.
thought for a minute you were going to say you played in prison because you were arrested in Portugal.
No, I was not arrested. I was like, yeah, I was just like the guy just sorted out the show and it was really awesome. But yeah, so and I started playing and then like really liked it and then they were really into it. And yeah, I got paid for the show as well. Like, I got paid
good money or?
not great, but like better than anything I would have got on at 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon anywhere.
And the story alone.
Yeah, and the story alone is amazing. And like the guys, obviously I didn't sell any merch because they don't have any money because they're in prison. But like, no, it was really cool. And afterwards they were like, we've got you a room you can go to if you feel safer, like going to a room and hanging out on your own. And well, we'll pack away and then we'll let you out. I was like, no, I want to hang out with these dudes. And that kind of, I think that kind of made a lot of their days.
Any serial killers or anything like that?
I know a few drug dealers and stuff, but like I don't know if any of them were murderers. They didn't tell me that. But yeah, they were like hanging out. They taught me how to make toilet wine. We were smoking.
Wine?
Yeah.
And did you taste any?
No, I didn't. They didn't give me any, thankfully.
Thank goodness for sweet dressings, eh?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool show, and like, yeah, it was a hell of an experience, you know. So whatever.
Well, we'll skip the last question because we've already covered that. But
Yeah.
this one, you started a European tour. Tell me the places you played.
The European tour for this one.
Yeah.
This is the first show, but we're off to Lille tomorrow in France, and then we're off to Amsterdam, Ghent in Belgium. I'm just trying off the top of my
They eat
head.
anything in France, just tell them it's a delicacy.
He's a vegan and I'm a vegetarian,
Yeah.
so we'll have to be very, very careful. But the place we're playing is pretty cool. We've got a few shows in Germany, like Wuppertal, Berlin.
Wow.
Lots of places all over, yeah. So we were out for about 2 weeks or
You ever
so.
played in America?
Yeah, I've toured the States like 5 or 6 times now.
Wow.
So yeah, and Canada and Iceland and Japan and all sorts of places.
So this is your first time in London?
My first time in London, yeah.
And what's that?
Did you do
You
the
did sort of
American
like
tour
cover.
as well, haven't you?
What do you think
What?
of London?
You did
I mean,
Yeah, we were doing an American
you're having
version of
trouble with
this
the accent.
in
Yeah.
May.
I mean, I have a lot of friends in LA that are from
Yeah,
the
so
UK.
we're doing
so,
American versions in May.
I can get the accent most of the time, but yeah, I think like, dude, like,
I don't know what you've got
It's-
around that.
it's kind of like, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like New York and Chicago with just like a lot like more interesting architecture, I guess, and my very limited moment here.
It's got the bar there in New York and Chicago.
People like to drink and have fun, and there's, it's like a history. I like that they have the red phone booths, even though people don't use payphones anymore. That was pretty exciting for me.
Right, so tell me about the first time you played America.
My first time I toured America was 2006. And I flew into San Francisco. My guitar got left in Melbourne. And
Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia. I'd been touring Australia just before that. I landed half an hour after I'd already set off because I went over the timeline. My mate managed to source me a guitar off what turned out to be a famous person who I was hugely in awe of.
You get to keep it?
No, I just got to play it, but it was a very nice guitar. It's the most expensive guitar I've ever.
Who the famous person was?
Mark Kozik.
I don't know.
Red House Painters.
Oh right.
Guy, yeah, he was very nice. It was very nice of him to lend me a guitar. But so it was like, and then I toured with a band called the USA's a Monster. I flew to New York and then toured with a band called the USA's a Monster for a month and had a crazy time. And I've gone back several times since. I think this next one might be my 6th, 7th, I don't know, I'm losing track. I'm losing track of where I play. I'm like sometimes things become a blur. It was like last time I was in Seattle, I was like, I've been here before. I was like playing in this bar and I was like, I've played here before. This is so weird. I didn't think I'd ever play.
It's good like the first time you played America because you're American.
Yeah.
So you probably played there lots of times.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I took a little bit of a break where I wasn't touring a lot. Like 2 years ago, I started going out there a lot again. So some of it's new, but I hang out in like a lot of Midwest, Pacific Northwest. Some of these cities are just great and kind of feel new to me. Like I love going to Portland and Seattle.
How long have you been married now?
Married for 3 years this month. I'm actually on tour during my wedding anniversary.
That's why he still looks fresh because you've only been married 3 years.
Say hello to your missus.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Hi Marissa. Happy anniversary. Sorry I'm on tour.
Right, tell me, you both got a new album out, have you? You got
mine's not out till November. His is out now, but mine's not out till
Tell
November.
us a bit about both of your albums. You first.
Of the album?
Yeah, tell us a bit.
Yeah, so my record is I've been putting out like singles every month for about 2 years now. So I've created a compilation of sort of like the best of those singles. I've remastered and even re-recorded parts of it. But I did one of those crowdfunding campaigns and just got the people that wanted to support it behind it. And so this month we're putting it out on vinyl and CD. It's like the first solo record that I've had. It's just called Volume 1, and it's a little cheesy, right? As Tim says, it's a volume knob turned down to 1 on the cover. But the songs are just like the best of what I've done over the past like couple years, and yeah, it's super exciting.
Not like 11.
Not 11. It's like the opposite. It's like Volume 1, Acoustic Guy, Volume 1.
Mine goes to
But yeah, it's cool. It's on blue vinyl with black sleeves, very pretty, like cool artwork. My sister-in-law designed it, and like my friends all basically supported it and chipped in and like made it happen. So it's pretty cool what you can do now with like without a label, without anybody else like having control. Yeah, I mean it costs a little bit of money, but it's nice now that you can do it on your own with your community that supports you without having to have someone like. Yeah, no, I record like on my own, like I do all my own recording, but I do like send it out for mastering and artwork. Like there's certain things that I need other people for, but it's great that you can like sit there at home and without like a ton of money, you can still have better technology than people had like in the 90s or whatever in great studios, and just sort of like YouTube tutorial, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Okay, now I know.
Same for me.
Yeah,
because I do a lot of video editing.
Yeah,
It's the same.
right. You make your own.
It's amazing. You know?
I mean, I'm not great at video, but I make my own videos too. I'm working on that now, and it's like, you know, you get the final cut, and then you look up how to do this or that, and you're just like, totally DIY. You can like pull off a lot, especially, you know, if you just go direct to the people who are interested. Like a fairly small community can make like a lot happen, you know. So that's just kind of where I'm at now, and see where it goes, you know.
We'd like to make a video of the game. So
Yeah.
you have to let us know at some point.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, so tell us about your album, which is now till next month, you say?
Not out until November, so I'm kind of the opposite.
Why is it so long?
So I'm on a record label, and Bradley's out doing his all DIY, but mine's all like, my label have, I recorded it in August 2017, so it's nearly 2 years old. It will be out over 2 years old when I release it, but the label, budget-wise, also he wants to do like promotion on it. It's like a big high-end scale. Recorded it not in my bedroom, recorded it in a high-end studio. Session musicians, it's got strings, it's got the works on it. It's like the business.
Is this expensive? How did you find it?
Hard work.
Right.
Just hard work. I funded it myself. I toured my ass off, like I do, and I used my own money to pay session musicians and studio fees. I lived in the studio because I couldn't afford a hotel while I was recording it, so I slept on the studio floor. Pretty much lived the album for nearly a month I recorded it. We've got strings and everything. It's a pretty ridiculous over-the-top country album. It's the first time I've ever done something so high-end and so budget, because I normally like kind of keep it, the budget's pretty low, and the labels kept the budgets pretty low, but we just went all out. We were just like, well, if we never make a record like this again, let's just do it. And the label have let me do it, but he's had to save up the money to. It's coming out on like CD, but also on a Sunrise vinyl. Like the vinyl's going to be like the Sunrise and stuff. It's crazy sort of stuff he's doing to it. So I really, really appreciate Ian Our Real Records, how much he puts in to what I do, and that's why I've been prepared to like let it wait and let it come out. We're doing a big PR campaign, so we'll see how it goes. Like, I mean, I'm really proud of it, and I think people would like it when they hear it, but it's all down to like, you know, the public will make of it what they make of it, but I'm dead proud of it. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of picture this and that these days. So,
yeah, well, it's not picture, it's just like a photograph, but with a orange splattered Sunrise styled vinyl. So the vinyl is clear orange with like yellow streaks in it and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be
like a picture disc.
Yeah, kind of like a picture
disc. Discs or whatever.
Yeah, I love my vinyl. I've got flexi discs in there, and Ian at the label's very kind of accommodating when he comes to that stuff like that. So I do appreciate it. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's been my rock. Because I'm terrible at promoting myself and doing stuff like that. He's like really good at that, and he just helps me so much. So yeah, I think the world of him.
Right, now we've an acapella request.
Yeah.
Old Man Number 7, is it?
Old Brand Number 7.
Old Brand, yeah.
The Old Brand Number 7.
Right, right, okay. You can do an acapella too. So, unless we can do one together.
This is the first night together, so we don't need to use that song that well.
You first then.
Okay, the Old Brand Number 7. Right. Oh God, I've never done this one a cappella. The Old Brand Number 7. Oh yeah, he's the devil by my side. Yeah, the Old Brand Number 7. Oh, I tell you, he's the devil by my side. There we go.
Really?
I don't think I have an acapella.
Something you want sort of like pushing, so you know, do an acapella or something you want to.
All right. On any other day, I might have walked on by, but I'm in rare form, and you caught my eye. I know what your friends think. They're probably right, but I'm good for nothing. but I'm yours tonight. You just ain't my kind, but that don't mean this don't feel right. You just ain't my kind.
So get back.
We can. All right. I lost the punchline.
I noticed you've got quite different styles. So how does that work together? So,
Oh, it's cool. It's always nice to tour with I just like good music and like I've toured with punk people, I've toured with like real folky people. So yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. I like this guy. I like his music. I'm really happy to be touring with him.
Yeah.